So today, uh, okay, at any point of time, if you find my voice is not working or maybe it's breaking, you just let me know. You can speak through your microphone, through voice, or you can type in the local chat, and then I will try to change my internet connection. Uh, the topic today that we are going to cover is we go through different kind of experiences in our life. Not all experiences are good, some are bitter, some are horrible, and people deal with different kind of suffering. That is the crux of Buddhism, how we can go beyond suffering. Some suffering is physical suffering, maybe someone is dealing with some kind of physical illness. Maybe some people are suffering emotionally. Emotional suffering is also a very real kind of suffering. Maybe they are struggling with any kind of mental health issues, or maybe they are grieving, they lost a loved one, or maybe they are dealing with some kind of breakup, or maybe they lost their job and they are suffering emotionally. Uh, Emotional suffering also uh, profoundly impact our physiology, our biology. That we will discuss maybe some other day, that how it impacts our body. So what happened whenever we go through any bad experiences or maybe not so pleasant experiences in our life, or maybe we faced some kind of traumatic situations, it gets imprinted in our brain. And brain is evolved, or rather I should say, brain is not made to be happy. Our brain is evolved to survive. Okay, and the wiring inside our brain and the mechanism of our brain always have one uh, aim, that is to survive. So brain is evolved to focus more on bad things rather than good things. Why? Because of the survival. And the brain that we are having, it has evolved for thousands of years. And the brain looks after, I mean, in older times when we were hunter gatherer, and we used to stay inside caves and we used to hunt animals, our brain was more focused on the where the predator is, rather than where a flower is, or rather than where is a beautiful scenery, or rather than where a starry night. The brain constantly remember that where the predator is, so that we can run away from a tiger, a wild elephant or a wild lion. And the same brain is still working inside of us, the most primitive part of our brain. And there is one organ which is playing a very crucial role, and that is amygdala. Now, by default, the brain overlooks the positive things, the good things, and brain magnifies or emphasize on the negative experiences in our life. Just like I told you, because the brain, the main task of the brain to survive, not to make us happy. So brain naturally ignores the good, unless we intervene, we focus, we notice, and we practice. And it takes time. It does not happen in a single day, because when the new neural pathway start building inside our brain. It takes at least a couple of months to build that neural pathway. So today we are going to discuss one fascinating field in neuroscience. It's known as positive neuroplasticity. And there is one, you can say, neuropsychologist who is a pioneer of this field. And his name is Dr. Rick uh, Hansen. His name is Dr. Rick Hansen, and he did many research, and you can find him on the Google, or you can see some of his videos on YouTube. So he came up with a wonderful technique, and that technique is called heal. Okay, I will discuss in a more detail that what is heal method. So uh, and it's very common to all of us because we all go through this kind of traumatic incidents in our life. It does not have to be something very drastic, but even a small accident, a small insult, a bully at our school, that made a lasting impression on our brain rather than something good happened to our life. And this is where the different practice comes, counting our blessings, practicing gratitude, noticing good things. Because what happens, I mean, I have repeated this sentence again and again. That is, uh, the neurons that fire together always wire together. And the more we repeat something, and the more we keep on contemplating and keep on ruminating, that network get stronger and stronger. That neural pathway becomes stronger and stronger. So, but sometimes it happens in an autopilot. We are not able to control because I told you that brain always magnifies the negative thing and overlook, ignore the positive one. How we can change that? Because I told you, until and unless we intervene, we focus and we practice, uh, the things keep piling up in our brain. And sometimes these traumatic experiences, this bitterness, this, you know, uh, this kind of, I should say, uh, dark memory, or you can say uh, some kind of toxic memory, uh, does not let us move on, does not let us go forward in our life. It keeps on pulling in the past, and we are not able to live in the present moment, or we are not able to, you know, uh, focus on the present moment, cannot even do our work. And I mean, it happens to all of us more or less, but for some people, it becomes very debilitating, it becomes very paralyzing. Now, how we can change that? Okay, just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Okay. I'm audible, right? You all can hear my voice? Okay, great, great. Thank you. So the Dr. Rick Hansen, and okay, great. Thank you so much. Uh, Dr. Rick Hansen came up with a method, and the method is HEAL. Okay, HEAL. It's a HEAL. It's a kind of abbreviation where H stands for have a positive experience, E stands for enrich it, A stands for absorb it, and L stands for link it. Okay, so the full form of HEAL, I told you. Now let's focus on first H, have a positive experience. So through this HEAL method, what we are trying to do, okay, many people make a mistake. They try to erase the memory, or they try to they try to erase the bitter memory. They try to erase the bitter experience, but that is not possible because the brain stores it for survival. Through this HEAL method, what we are going to do, we are trying to create some good memories. Okay, and we are giving more power to good memories so that the bitter memories go at the background. It's not at the forefront of our mind. We are not trying to uproot the weeds. I'm just giving you a kind of metaphor. I'm just trying to give you an example. Just imagine, so we are sitting in a wonderful garden and maybe there are some weeds, and the weeds are our traumatic thoughts, the bitter experience that we have had in our life. We are not going to uproot them. Okay, what we are going to do, we are going to plant some more trees or saplings or seed so that those trees or those you know uh, sapling, they outgrow those weeds. We are not going to uproot those weeds. We are just going to plant some more trees which will outgrow. The trees will be there, the weeds will be there at the ground level, but our good thoughts, that will flourish and that will become a shape of a big tree. So first what we need to do is we need to have a positive experience, or we need to notice a positive experience. And that could be anything. It does not have to be anything like, winning a lottery, or maybe buying a car or house. No, just a simple thing. Anything good or pleasant, like, a person complimented you, you got a compliment, you got a praise, uh, or maybe you just having a good cup of coffee. I always give the example of cup of coffee because I myself love coffee. So I always keep on giving this example of a good cup of coffee. So, or maybe a task we could finish, um, uh, to-do list maybe, or maybe a food that we could cook, a book we could finish, anything. It could be anything. So for me, it could be a good cup of coffee, or maybe if you are a tea lover, a good cup of tea. The moment we are noticing a positive experience, or we are we are experiencing something positive or something pleasant, what we are doing, we are activating a new neural circuit. Okay, it will take time, but at least the process has begun. We are activating a new circuit. What is the second stage? The second stage is E. Now E stands for enrich it. Okay. we are having an experience or we are noticing a pleasurable experience, just notice it. And we need to notice it for at least, I mean, 20 to 30 seconds. If it is more, it's better, because the longer we stay with that positive feeling or the positive experience, the better. Uh, I mean, I will not say better. I mean, it it actually strengthen the neural pathways. But it does not have to be 10 minutes or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but at least 30 seconds to 1 minute. We just need to stay with that feeling. Suppose I got a compliment at our office. I'm just giving example, or maybe um, you could finish a book. You just try to remember that for 30 seconds to 1 minute. If you are having a good cup of coffee, just smell the aroma, appreciate the taste of the coffee, notice the warmth on the throat for 30 seconds to 1 minute. What is happening inside our brain when we are doing that? That experience of enriching, it is increasing the long-term potentiation. So long-term potentiation, it's called LTP. So in a very layman language, we are just telling our brain, hey, listen, brain, this information is vital for survival. Store it. Okay. So we are just telling our brain that this 30 seconds or this 1 minute, the experience I have had, it's important, it's crucial for our survival. Please store it inside your brain. Now that is the second part. Yeah, true, true. So that is the second part. Uh, what is the third part? Uh, Third part is absorb it. Heal. H stands for have a positive experience. E stands for enrich it, and A stands for absorb it. Now here comes a little bit of visualization. And the visualization could be different for different people. It depends upon you what kind of visualization is working for you. So you can just visualize that the experience that you had in last 30 seconds or 1 minute is being stored inside your brain, or it's sinking into our brain. You can also you know do some kind of inhaling visualization. So as you inhale, that good memory is going inside your brain. Whatever works for you. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to visualize in a particular manner, but just visualize that this 1 minute of experience or 30 seconds of experience is sinking inside your brain. What is happening inside your brain when you are visualizing it for a few seconds? It makes the connection even stronger between these two area inside your brain. One is the prefrontal cortex, and prefrontal cortex is responsible for our conscious awareness. Prefrontal cortex is not only responsible for making logical deductions or rational decision, even it is responsible for our conscious awareness. And another part of our brain, that is hippocampus, that is a memory which stores memory. So the moment we visualize just for a few seconds, we are making a strong connection between these two places, prefrontal cortex and hippocampus. Why? So that it gets stored, that experience gets stored in the hippocampus coming from the prefrontal cortex. So we are consciously, intentionally being aware of the experience, and we are storing it inside our memory, the hippocampus. This is the third stage. And the fourth stage is L. Now we need to link it. Okay. What is the meaning of link it? Linked means, when we are feeling good about that experience, while feeling the good, keep the bitter memory at the background. Bitter is not going to go away. It will be there, but it will be not in the forefront of our mind. It will be at the background. So let the new good memory outgrow the bitter one. Now, this is a very important practice. What we are doing here, we are holding both the good experience and the bad experience in our awareness. But here we are amplifying the good one, and over time, what will happen? The emotional charge for the bad experience or the traumatic experience gets weaker. That neural pathways which was built for a traumatic experience, it's get weaker and weaker and weaker, and maybe one day it will not even matter anymore. You will not even think about it. It will be there, but it will not intervene with your daily life. It will not make you paralyzed. Okay, so that is the last stage. Link it, and every day we can just do this practice just for 3 to 4 minutes. First, heal, age, have a positive experience. You notice something for 1 minute, enrich it for another 30 seconds to 1 minute, absorb it, visualize for 1 minute, and link it. Put it into your awareness. So the link stage is more like a mindfulness, but little different. What happens in the mindfulness? We are focusing on our breathing. The good thought is coming, going away. The bad thought is coming, going away. We are not getting attached with either good thought or bad thought. But here, in the last stage, link it, we are contemplating, we are focusing on the good part, on the pleasant experience. And over time, what will happen when we will water the seeds more than the weeds? The trees will outgrow the weeds, and it will be there. The traumatic experience will be there, but it will not bother us. Now, that is all about the Hill method, about Dr. Rick Hanson. If you want to know more, you can go search on Google, or you can go and see YouTube. And those people who really suffer from these traumatic experiences or bitter memory or bad experiences, and sometimes it overwhelms their mind, it does not let them do anything in the present moment, does not make them cripple, make them paralyzed, always thinking, overthinking, ruminating. Why did they say that thing to me? Why it happened to me? Why? This method or this technique is very, very helpful for them, and sometimes psychologists suggest this method uh, in their therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy or some other kind of therapy. Sometimes they suggest, depending upon the kind of situations you are going through. Now, that is all about neuroscience and positive psychology. How can we connect it with the teachings of Buddha? So, there is a very popular, you know, uh, we can say a popular story in Buddhism. You know, what is that story? It's called the parable of two arrows. Okay, or the story of two arrows. What is this? The parable of two arrows, or the stories of two arrows. So, in the Buddhist teachings, the first arrow is the bad event or bad experience, something which is not pleasurable, something which gave us a lot of pain, something which is heartbreaking. It could be anything, maybe our mistake, maybe some accident, maybe some, abusive things, anything, it could be anything. And it caused some physical or some emotional pain. That is the first arrow. What is the second arrow? The second arrow is our reaction to that event. You know, how we are reacting to that event. And most of the time, what we do, we feel that we are a victim. And we, just tell to people, or we just keep on ruminating that why it happened to me, why me, what did I do? I did not do any harm or to any people, why it happened to us? Or sometimes we keep on saying that this memory is going to stay with me forever, I will not be able to forget or forgive anyone. We keep on programming ourselves, and then the neural pathways gets even stronger when we program ourselves saying that it is not going to go away. Now, in this, the parable of two arrows, what it teaches that we sometimes, or often, we cannot avoid the first arrow. It happens. Life is like that. We cannot avoid the first arrow, but the impression, or that the bitterness, is entirely caused by the second arrow, our reaction to it. And by practicing mindfulness, or uh, loving kindness meditation, we can strengthen our positive memory, very similar to heal method. Although I told you that it's a little different than heal method, because in mindfulness we do not only focus on good or bad, we remain indifferent. So even if good thought comes, we let it go. Even if bad thought comes, we let it go. But mindfulness and loving kindness meditation are two pillars who teaches the very similar thing, because in mindfulness also we learn to experience the first arrow, without shooting with the second one. So we don't react. It happened, okay, and we just try to get detached. So mindfulness is one method which points to the very similar teaching. uh, the second method is uh, metta, or loving kindness uh, meditation. So when we are practicing mindfulness, even when a bitter memory arises, we just observe it like a passing cloud, and instead of saying that I'm bitter or I'm angry, I can say, we can just mentally realize that it's not that I'm angry, it's not I'm sad, I'm just having a angry thoughts, just like a passing cloud, and it will go away after some time. I'm not sad, I'm just having a unpleasant thoughts and feelings, which is sad, and it will go away. And the second thing is the metta, or loving kindness meditation. Uh, and in metta meditations, we actually involve all the creation, starting from our neighbor to our enemy, if we have any enemy, uh, to all the atoms of the world, to our all the species, and we send good wishes of well-being to ourselves and eventually to all those creation, even to those who cause the bitterness. So it is also a form of forgiving them, and it's a kind of very profound tool, or a very profound meditation, where we try to dissolve that neural pathways of bitter memory or resentment and replace them with the pathways of compassion, or the pathways of forgiveness. So this is how we can connect with the Hill method to the loving kindness and mindfulness. So that was all about today. Now, if you have any question or if you would like to share your experience, maybe your practice, or maybe you already practice the heal method, anything, you will you please feel free to share on the local chat, and you can also speak through your mind, because from your experience also we will learn so many things. Thank you. Over to all of you. I hope my voice was okay. I mean, my voice did not break, because lately I was having a lot of internet issues in India. But yes.